Thank you. It's our love.
I thought you were stopping till tomorrow. There's nothing wrong, I hope.
No, me. My mum was getting us down a bit, I'm afraid.
Getting you down, Lee.
Tracy, there's the key. Why don't you take some of these bags in?
Not a very relaxing stay, then.
Emily, if she asked me once if me and Ken were going to get back together again, she must have asked me 100 times.
Oh, dear.
I mean, I went away to forget about him. I don't even want to hear his flipping name.
Oh, so you're back then. But you weren't here yesterday.
Why, what happened?
Nothing. Did it, Mr. Sugden?
Well, you're on about. Of course it did. Wilton's barbecue.
Oh, yes. Oh, you didn't miss much.
I'll tell you what you did miss, though.
Oh, what was that?
Your husband has hardly been out of district this last few days. Not getting back together, are you?
Mr. Sugden. I'm not stopping, love. I just thought I'd better let you know I had Ken round yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
We had quite a heart-to-heart, as a matter of fact.
Really? What about?
Him, you, Tracy.
I see.
I know. Naught to do with me.
Well, I have to agree with you there.
I know. But the only reason I'm telling you is because he doesn't seem to accept the fact that you've split up.
He's got no choice. We have.
Well, he still sees it as a temporary separation.
And you said you'd have a word. Well, I'm sorry, Rita, but this is between me and Ken, and I don't need any outside help.
Interference, you mean?
Anyway, if you don't mind me asking, why you?
Well, he wanted to look at the flat. The one next door's not been sold. He said he were interested.
What?
Well, mine's more or less the same layout, so I said he was welcome.
Oh, thanks a bunch. That is all I need, is Ken living in Coronation Street.
Don't worry. I told him I thought it was the worst thing he could do.
But did he take any notice?
Well, he soon changed his mind about the flat. I told him how much Maurice Jones wanted for it. He said he couldn't afford it.
Oh, thank God for that. Couldn't afford it, according to Rita. Thank God for teachers' salaries. Hiya, Tracy.
Hello.
How's Lindsay?
All right. Got herself a new boyfriend. He's called Leslie.
Not Leslie Platt. Oh, never mind. Go and get yourself some squash, love. There's some ice in the fridge. Anyway, if he had bought it, I'd have felt like moving myself. And why should I?
It's not as though he lives 100 miles away at the moment.
Who are you talking about?
Your dad was thinking about buying the flat at the back of the cabin.
Great.
I'm glad you think so.
You finished with him now. He can live where he likes, can't he?
Well, no, he can't, apparently, because he can't afford it. And believe me, love, that is the best for all of us. Oh, thanks very much, love.
Oh, Deirdre, before you go, I think that Mr. Roberts wants a quick word with you. Mr. Roberts!
Out.
Well, I'll let him tell you about it. Mr. Roberts, Deirdre was just going, and I thought you'd like to tell her about upstairs.
Yeah, well, it's something or nothing, really.
What?
Just that Ken's been round asking about the flat upstairs.
Yeah?
Yes, he wanted to know if he could rent it.
No.
Yeah, well, it's only a temporary measure, you know, I suppose. He wanted to...
I don't care how temporary it is. I do not want him in this street. I don't want him living anywhere near me.
Oh.
Audrey said you'd say that.
Yes, thank you,
I mean,
Sally.
I knew he was after one of them new flats, but oh, no, Alf. I mean, you'll tell him no, won't you?
Well, it's a bit awkward,
He
actually.
could live anywhere. He doesn't have to come round here. The only reason he's got for wanting to is that I'm here.
Yeah, well, I'll do the best I
I
can.
mean, my life wouldn't be my own. I wouldn't be able to step outside my own front door without feeling as if he was watching me. Anyway, thanks for telling me, Alf.
Yeah, well, I thought you ought to know.
I mean, tell him the truth, if you like, that you've told me and what I've said, or else I'll tell him if you like.
Oh, no, that won't be necessary.
Right. Well, I'll get on then. When will he get the message, eh? Thanks, love.
Oh, thanks, Deirdre.
Thank you. Bye.
So you haven't actually let it to him yet, then?
I don't know what I've done. You know, there's some days I just wonder why I got out of bed in the first place.
You know.
A joke? What do you mean, a joke?
You know what I mean, Kevin? A joke, you know.
£1.45, love.
Oh, and can I have a couple of...
Hello, Alf. Okay. Have you got a minute? Yeah, come in. Listen, I've been thinking about this flat business.
Oh?
Yeah. You see, I'd never intended to let it again, because it's always been more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, sit down.
No, I don't want to disturb you. No, the thing is, I would like to change my mind, alter the arrangement and give you your money back.
Alf, I've already given my notice here.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that, Ken, but I would rather.
Why?
Well, same as I say.
Yeah, I know what you say, but all that applied yesterday and we shook hands on it, so what's changed?
It's Deirdre.
Now, Why doesn't that surprise me?
She thinks it's not a good idea you living so close. And actually, I can see her point of view. I mean, it might be a bit awkward for the pair of you.
Well, Alf, that's very thoughtful of you. Very thoughtful of you indeed. But I can promise you don't need to worry on my account. As far as Deirdre's concerned, well, quite frankly, I don't think it's any of her business where I live.
Look, Ken, I don't want to fall out with
No, neither do I, especially if you're going to be my landlord.
Yeah, well, I'm not though, am I? I mean, that's what I've been saying, you see. Look, let me give you your money back.
No, keep your money. Because I'm certainly keeping the rent book you gave me in exchange for it, and I'm certainly moving in there tomorrow.
Now, look, that is my property.
Which you have let to me. Already, legally, I'm entitled to live there.
Look, I'm not talking legally, Ken. I'm talking common sense.
It's no good, Alf. We've got an agreement. Now, OK, if after I move in you decide I'm an unsuitable tenant, you can evict me. But before you do, I suggest you come up with a better reason than what Deirdre thinks about it.
What do you mean, insisting?
Well, he reckons we've got some sort of legally binding arrangement. A pint of bitter, please.
I'll have another gin and tonic, no, Jappy. Emily? No, I'm all right, thank you. But come on, what's this legally binding arrangement?
Well, I accepted 2 weeks' rent in advance and I gave him a rent book.
Oh,
so he
what
reckoned...
did you do that for?
Because I couldn't see any reason not to.
Alf, you know, you're so stupid. What about poor Deirdre? Are you going to go and tell her that?
No, I am not. You've had me running about enough today already. If you want to tell him, you tell her yourself.
It's not to do with me.
Yeah, right there and all. Biggest mistake I was listening to you in the first place.
It was obvious neither of them was going to tell you, so I thought somebody should.
Alf's already told Ken he can have the flat.
And he can't seem to get out of it. He went round to see him, but got nowhere. Ken's determined he's going to move in.
Well, he can't.
Well...
I am not having him living in this street, Emily. For my sake and for Tracy's. I don't care what I have to do. He is not moving into that flat. Have some more cornflakes.
There is no more. It's not my dad that causes all the rows, it's you. He just wants us all back together again, like it used to be. It's you that causes all the trouble. Where are you going?
For cornflakes. Go in.
No.
Go in.
Morning.
Morning.
I don't know, some folk.
You must have dreamt it.
I put them there yesterday.
It doesn't matter.
Alpha doesn't come till it's the bottom right. They're underneath the...
Where's Alpha?
Oh, hello, Deirdre.
Go back to the house.
No.
What can I do for you?
You can get me a packet of beef burgers.
Oh,
large.
Right.
And you can tell me what the hell you're playing at.
Are those all right?
Yes.
Anything else, Steve?
Is that all you care about, Alf? Money. You see the chance of making a bit of money and to hell with the consequences, to hell with who gets hurt, you just grab it.
Look, it wasn't like that.
Then how
at all.
was it?
£2.80.
You promised me you wouldn't let Ken have that flat.
I didn't promise anything.
As good as.
I promised Ken he could have the
Well, you'd
flat.
no right.
Look, I went round to see him, I tried to get out of it, and I couldn't.
You had no right.
Well, I tried to do what was right. Is there something else?
Yeah.
What?
We'll change.
All you had to do was nothing.
How much
All
did you
you
give
had
me?
to do was keep your nose out of my business. I don't want him living round here.
Well-
Nobody wants him living round here.
Tracy does.
What?
Thank you, Steve.
I know what Tracy wants. I know what's best for my daughter. Me and Ken have split up, and she has got to realise that. There is no going back, no reconciliation, and the sooner she accepts that, the better. But you've brought him back into this street. We will have to see each other every day. You've made it harder for Ken and harder for Tracy. So just do me a favour, Alf. Next time you feel like playing marriage guidance, pick on somebody else. Okay?
She didn't pay.
Well, I'm not going after her.
Hey, he's coming.
Who?
Ken Barlow.
I thought you were going for your dinner.
Yeah, I'll go in a minute.
Now, this is your chance, Alf. OK, now tell him it's not on, all right?
Hello.
Hi.
Audrey?
Ken.
Got a few other things outside, Alf. Or if I take them straight out.
Well,
Audrey, do you mind?
I don't think it's a very good idea, Ken, actually.
Sorry.
It's going to cause a lot of trouble.
You won't know I'm here.
No, not with us. With Deirdre.
I'm not being rude, Audrey, but I think that's between me and Deirdre. Okay, Alf?
Yes.
Thank you.
given him a rent book. It's as good as a legal contract. I couldn't get out of it.
All he had to do was say no. Do you know, you manage it when I want something. Comes very, very natural then.
Open.
Hello. Not quite organised yet.
No.
Can I get you anything?
No, thank you. Why are you doing this?
Living here.
Yes.
Handy for town, handy for school.
And that's the only reason?
Yes,
I don't believe you.
it's the truth.
It's over, Ken. You love Tracy, do you?
I love both of you.
Well, if you love her, you will move away from here right now. You're giving her false hopes.
You think it's bad for her? My being here is bad for her?
Yes.
You at one end of the street, me at the other's bad for her?
Yes.
Cruel?
Yes.
Then you move out.
We agreed that I was to stay in that house.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes?
Was it just Wendy? I know what you went through. I've been there. I understand that pain. But you can get over it. I'm the living proof of that. So was it just Wendy? Or would you have finished it anyway?
How can you even think that?
I need to know for sure.
Yes. It was. Just Wendy.
Good.
It's over, Ken. Pack your bags and go. It's over.
I love you.
Oh, Deirdre. Deirdre? Deirdre, can we talk? Deirdre, please, can we talk?
You sure you can afford the time, Alf? I mean, you might have a customer. You might be losing the profit on a tin of beans.
No, Sally's in there.
Oh, of course.
Look, say what you like. Money's not everything to me, you know. I care about my friends. I don't want to lose your friendship.
Fine.
Deirdre, please. Look, Ken came to me as a friend, and he asked me a favour as a friend. Then you came, another friend. And I was torn between you. I mean, that's what happens when husband and wife split up. Friends get torn between them. Anyway, I thought things over and I decided to try to do what you asked me to. But I couldn't, it was too late. I mean, if I could turn the clock back, I would, Deirdre. But I can't, and I'm very sorry. But it wasn't done for money, it wasn't done for spite. It was just done from friendship.
Finished?
Yes.
Nothing else?
Oh, yes.
Go on, then.
You never paid for the cornflakes and the hamburgers.
We're all learning. As we get married, we don't automatically know how to be a good husband or wife. We have to learn as we go along. We have children, the same applies. We have to learn how to be good parents. I mean, you're growing up. You're making your mistakes as a child. We're making our mistakes as a parent. And we're all learning.
Put them to the edge.
What?
They look better if you put them to the edge.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I made a big mistake, one of the biggest that you can make. But the bigger the mistake, the more you learn. And your mum will realise that. In time.
Have you read all them?
Yeah, well, most of them.
I don't think she wants you back, Dad. Not ever.
She will.
Morning.
Sally. Could you put these together for me, love? I'll pick them up at dinner time.
Yes, of course you can, love.
I'll take the beans with me now, though. They're due for Tracy's dinner.
All right, I'll get them.
No, it's all right, love. I'll get them.
Morning. Oh, morning.
Yes, Mr. Barlow.
Just a pint of milk, Sally.
Sure,
Okay.
I'll get it.
You going out?
School.
Oh, I thought they didn't start till tomorrow.
Kids, yes, at a staff meeting today. Gives the chance to man the barricades before the battle commences.
Oh, you're on the staff now then, are you?
Till something better comes along,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
Oh, good morning. Morning. Deirdre? Deirdre? Hang on a minute. Look, this isn't getting us anywhere.
And whose fault is that? You didn't have to come and live in the street. You didn't have to take a permanent job at Tracy's school.
Yeah, but the fact remains I have, so we might as well make the most of it for Tracy's sake.
For Tracy's sake? I don't believe I'm hearing this.
Well, look, she's not complaining, believe me. You're building barriers that don't even exist. The only person you're hurting is yourself. The fact is, I do live here now. I will be teaching at Tracy's school. Tracy's accepted that, so the sooner you accept the fact, the better.
If it's any trouble...
No, of course it's not. I was doing something for me and Tracy anyway.
I thought you might have fancied nipping to Rovers.
No. I said I'd be around for Tracy, and even if I hadn't, I think I'd have fancied giving it a miss today.
Ken,
Got it in one.
what's he been up to
What's
now?
he been up to? He's got a flat in the street, he's got a permanent job at Tracy's school. I mean, why, Dave? Why is he haunting me like this? What do I have to do to make him realise he isn't a part of my life anymore?
Well, you can't force him to quit his job. You can't stop him living at the end of the street, or even next door if he wants to. But you can stop getting so uptight about it, giving him that satisfaction. You've got to show him he can do what the hell he likes. You've got your own life to lead. And then get on with it.
Oh, so you've remembered where you live then?
Mum, I was helping my dad get the flat sorted. I haven't run away from home. Went to get some core charts. He's going to start decorating tomorrow.
Look, love, I don't want to stop you seeing your dad. But I do like to know where you are. So I think we ought to lay down a few ground rules, OK?
Ground rules like what?
Well, like, next time you feel like going round there, I'd like you to tell me before you go.
I was going to tell you.
Oh, yeah? Like when?
Dinner time, but he was there.
I take it you mean Dave?
Yeah, and he doesn't go much on us talking about my dad in front of him. So while we're laying down the ground rules, I don't think we should forget him, do you?
Did your dad ask you to help him?
No, he offered. Be a bit of fun.
Yeah, well, I don't want you neglecting your homework just because you're helping your dad decorate his flat.
He'd be the last person to let me neglect my homework.
Good, because your maths mark was way down on last year's.
I told you I didn't like my teacher. No one does.
Let's hope you like this one then.
We should get Mr. Newbold. Last year's third year did.
Just remember what I'm saying. Who the heck's this?
Bim Daddy said he'd call for me on the way.
I thought you didn't want to be seen anywhere near him at school.
Yeah, well, everyone knows now anyway, so it's okay. And it's got quite popular. Haven't you?
What's that?
I was just telling Mum how popular you are.
You may have some difficulty believing that.
Won't be a sec.
I hope you don't mind me calling, and I did promise. And I want to ask if it's okay she helps me to decorate the flat.
Why bother asking, Ken? I mean, you seem to have it all sewn up already.
I did say she had to ask you first.
Yeah, well, I'd look pretty mean if I said no, wouldn't I?
Fine.
Not really, Ken. Not fine at all. Look, I don't want you calling here anymore, okay?
Got all my stuff, shall we go? See ya.
See you, love.
What are these, then, eh? State secrets?
As a matter of fact, that is not so far off the truth.
Any mileage in selling them to press?
Oh, why? You'd be out of here like a dose of salts.
Never thought I'd be a counsellor's plaything.
You're not. And, as my granny used to say, it's nice to see you. But, what bus are you catching back?
Not welcome, then?
Usually, yeah, but I've got all this stuff to read through for a council meeting.
Oh. Tonight?
Well, no, not tonight.
Good. Because tonight we need your intellectual skills.
Well, I'm very sorry, but you can't have them, even if I had any.
Oh, you don't fancy winning 8 bottles of wine in the quiz of the century down my local boozer?
Ordinarily, I would have loved to, but, well, it's Tracy's first day back at school, and I promised I'd be around.
Well, she could go to Kent's, can't she?
She'd like to.
Well, let her. Why not make use of him now he's here?
You know why?
Yeah, I know why, and I disagree. So, how long's this Sacrifice? Gotta go on then.
It's not a sacrifice, and I did hope you'd understand.
Oh, I understand all right. You got time for Tracy and you got time for the council, but you ain't got any time for me.
That's not true, Dave.
I'll see you, all right? When you got a minute.
I know he said he wants to be close to Tracy, but you know as well as I do that's not the real reason for it. He's after getting his feet back under this table again.
And you're absolutely sure you don't want that?
Emily, after the way he's treated me, that's the last thing I want.
Is he actually pestering you?
Yes, I consider he is.
And you mind Tracy helping him with the new flat?
Well, if I'm honest, yes, I do. I know I can't stop her seeing him, and I'd be silly to try, but every time she goes round there, it feels as if he's winning somehow.
Only me.
Hello.
How did it go?
Usual first day back.
And how does it feel to be a third year?
Not much difference from a second year, really.
Do you want a drink?
No, I'm going to go upstairs and get changed to my old gear.
Just a minute, young lady. You are not getting changed or going anywhere till you've done your homework and had your tea.
They never give you homework first day back.
Are you absolutely sure?
They're too busy getting things organised.
Can I see your homework diary, please?
Don't you believe me?
I've been young as well, you know.
All right, I've got some maths and some reading to do, but I can do that later.
Now.
I told my dad I'd go straight round.
I'm sorry, love, but you remember what I told you this morning? Homework first. She's got to choose her GCSE options at the end of this year, and her report wasn't nearly as good this time.
It must be very difficult.
Well, it is when you've got other attractions down the end of the street. Is this finished work, or is it still in rough?
Well, it doesn't have to be neat as long as the answers are right.
It doesn't have to be neat.
No.
Well, if I were you, I'd do it again.
I've told you it doesn't have to be neat.
Just do it again.
Why?
Because if I was your teacher and you handed this in to me, I would refuse to mark it.
How come you check it up on my homework all of a sudden anyway?
Because I want you to do well.
You mean you don't want to see me dad?
Hi.
Sorry I'm late, I had some homework to do. Just get ready.
That's okay, no hurry.
Just what do you think you're doing, Ken? I told you I don't want you calling round here anymore. She will come round when she's good and ready.
I didn't call to pick her up.
Look, I don't want you calling
Look,
round
I
here.
just thought you wanted to know that things aren't as bad as they seem. If she works hard, they'll reconsider putting her back into the top set again next term.
Top set?
Yeah, in maths. I know they put her down, but I spoke to the maths guy today and he said they just did it to give her a bit of a fright.
They've put her down a set?
She hasn't told you?
No, she hasn't.
Well, it's a good job I came round then, isn't it? Look, I'll try and have a word with the head of the year about it, see if I can bring some influence to bear.
Influence? Don't you think you've brought enough influence to bear already, Ken? She was fine until you started messing about with our lives. Don't you realise it's because of you she's in this mess?
I don't see there's any point dragging up the past.
No, well, you wouldn't, would you? I mean, it doesn't make you look very good, does it?
Deirdre, we've got to bury all this. It's Tracy's future I'm worried about.
Well, you worry about it at school and let me worry about it here. Now, would you please leave?
My dad gone?
Yes, he has. And you can forget about painting tonight. I've got a bone to pick with you. Well, we'll try not to be too late, but you know what these country roads are like.
Well, for heaven's sake, don't take any risks. We'll be all right, won't we, Tracy?
I'll get it.
You're not expecting Ken, are you?
Oh, well, I'm not, but...
Is she ready?
Hello.
Not for you. For my other two girlfriends.
Smarm,
thank you.
smarm.
Like the outfit.
Double smarm.
Thanks. Do you want one?
No, it's all right. Look, spoil me dinner. Make Auntie Emily a drink, will you?
Okay.
If Ken does show up, what shall I tell him? That you're on business?
No. Tell him I'm out with a fella. I felt like such an idiot. I mean, I even hid in a shop doorway in case he saw me. And then when he walked past, well, he looked nothing like Ken.
Do you fancy for starters, hmm? Yeah, I'm going for the melon.
God knows what Liz MacDonald must have thought. I feel like he's haunting me.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm sorry. What did you say you were having to start? Melon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll have that as well. Anyway, at least we're safe here. Ken hasn't got a car.
I must have clocked about 100 miles today. See the world in my job, you know. Bolton, Runcorn, Horwich, Crestwood, Weatherfield.
Wish I had a job like that. I'm a sitting target as far as Ken's concerned.
Mr. Barton, your table's ready if you'd like to come through.
Cheers.
I'm looking forward to this.
So, How's life treating Ken?
Well, I think I know how students feel, fending for themselves for the first time.
Forgotten how to cook, have you?
Oh, no, I'm quite a damn hand when I can be bothered. No, I've just got out of the habit of cooking for one.
I know what you need, a night on the town.
You think that'll solve my problems here?
Well, why not? You're a single fella, make the most of it.
Oh, no. No, I'm not.
Aren't you?
No. Deirdre and I may be living separately, but we're still married.
Shall I ask one of the waitresses to go and see if she's all right, sir?
No. It's all right. I've just seen her.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Where have you been?
Oh, sorry, I was waiting to use the phone.
Who are you phoning?
Emily. I just wanted to see if Ken had been round to the house, but everything's okay.
Oh, if I'd known you were that concerned about him, I'd have asked him to come along and all.
What are you on about?
What do you think? I spent the last quarter of an hour sitting there like a flipping lemon. And it was you, so we had to get back home early.
I'm sorry.
Look, we came out here to forget about the fella. And what happens? You do nothing but talk about him all night.
I said I'm sorry.
Put your lid on. You can't even go to the loo without making phone calls to see what he's up to.
Hang on,
No, you hang on. I spent the last 2.5 hours trying to talk about everything but him. Well, I've had enough. It's your problem. You sort it out.
Yes, we had a very nice meal, thank you very much. Now, come on, get yourself out.
You were back early.
How do you know? You should have been asleep. Have you got your maths?
Can't you think of anything else but maths?
I'm only asking.
Dave didn't come in, did he?
So?
Did you have a row?
We had a very nice meal and a good conversation.
Well, why didn't he come in?
Because I was tired and you're going to be late.
Did you want to come in?
Look, mind your own business, madam.
I bet he did.
Hello? Oh, Debbie. Ah, well, why don't you ask her yourself? She's right here. Debbie wants to know if you'll bring your Bobby Brown tape.
Hiya. Yeah, so long as you look after it. And sorry my mum was a bit short. She's got boyfriend trouble.
If I lived here, I'd throw my cap in first.
Dave, I'm glad you've come. Come in. Before you say anything, I'm sorry.
I was going to say that.
Accepted. Coffee?
Yeah. Oh, that husband of yours hangs over us like a spectre.
It's my fault. I tell myself I've cut him out my mind. He's gone, finished. And what happens? I see a man roughly his height and I'm hiding in shop doorways.
I don't help though, do I? You don't need me flaring up.
I can understand it. I mean, you take me out to dinner and I bring Ken along. It can't be a lot of fun for you.
Look, do you want me to have a word with him?
How do you mean?
Oh, yeah, nothing heavy, but sort of Deirdre's getting fed up with you hanging around and we'd both appreciate if you cleared off, you know, something like that.
But he'd just say he's not. And let's face it, he's not exactly harassing me, is he? He's just around.
Yeah, too much.
Oh, God, we're at it again. Ken. Do you mind if we talk about the stock market or something? I'm sure it'd be a lot more fun.
Hi, Derek.
Hello there.
Excuse me, have a word.
Yeah, sure. Don't mind if I get myself a drink.
It'll only take a minute. It's about Dee.
Can't think what else we'd have to talk about.
You realise she won't come in here at the moment?
No, I didn't realise that.
Well, she won't.
And why's that?
Because she's sick of having to face you whichever way she turns. Can't you just clear off and leave her alone?
Are you saying I'm not to drink in my own local?
I'm saying you can leave her alone. She doesn't need you. She certainly doesn't want you.
Sorry. Can I just get this clear? You're telling me to stay away from my wife?
She's finished with you. Can't you get that into your head?
Well, to be brutally honest, what goes on between my wife and myself is our business. I can't for the life of me think what it has to do with somebody who mends the kitchen cupboards for it.
It's got everything to do with me, mate. I'm not going to sit around while she's being harassed.
Really? So what are you going to do about it?
Gentlemen, I hope you're going to be civil with each other.
I'm perfectly civil, Alec.
I'm going anyway. Not drinking in the same pub as him. But I'm warning you, mate. Just leave it out.
Sorry about my friend Alec. Pint of bitter, please.
Hello.
Emily.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
It's all right. I'm just a bit, jumpy at the moment.
And we know who's to blame, don't we? The ubiquitous Kenneth.
Oh, Emily, he is everywhere. Everywhere I turn. Or else he's taking Tracy out somewhere for a meal with him or shopping with him. Do you know, I don't think he figured as much in my life when we were living together as husband and wife.
I believe he and Dave had a confrontation in the Rovers.
Dave asked him to leave me alone. And do you know what he said? Cool as you like. Are you telling me to stay away from my wife? I'm his wife in name only now. Why can't he get that through his thick skull?
Don't think he wants to.
Had been up to. But he sounded so indignant about it. In the end, I had to laugh. And knowing Audrey's type too, I mean, I don't think for a minute she was doing anything but flirting. We all do that, don't we? But he really couldn't handle it, which I don't suppose is a bad thing, though he likes to think he's a ladies' man.
Ken's not a ladies' man.
He's had his share of women, though, hasn't he? 3 wives and Wendy Crozier. That's just them that I know about.
Yeah, but I think they happened to him rather than him happening to them, if you see what I mean.
What did you see in him?
At first, I thought he was too old for me. But he persisted, and finally I married him. There was no walking on air this time, no earth moving, but, well, I'd had all that with Ray, and he didn't turn out to be a very good advert for it. So, I married Ken. And we were happy. Apart from... Anyway, that was getting better. At least I thought it was. Till Wendy Crozier appeared on the scene.
And do you think she made all the running?
No. Ken likes to think he's confronting life, making the most out of it. She came along, attractive, single, on offer. He was the classic middle-aged, well-married, sitting duck.
Oh, I think I better have my Jim psychoanalysed, just to make sure there are no time bombs ticking away inside him that I don't know about.
Like Audrey, you mean?
Oh, no chance. I think she frightened him to death, actually. At least I hope she did.
Oh, no.
What's he doing here? Shouldn't he be at school? I think he's asking if you want a drink.
Do you usually have that effect on women, Kenneth?
Probably just remember you've got a council meeting or something.
These career women. What can I get you?
Just a half, I'm on duty. Similar for me, please, Alec. And, would you happen to know what Deirdre and are drinking?
Deirdre, gin, slimline tonic, slice of lemon, no ice. Dave, pint of lager.
I'm impressed.
I had stout myself sometime.
Could you take them a drink over from me?
Yeah, certainly. I'll get one of the staff to do it. Drinks from Ken to make up for the one he didn't buy you at dinner time, Deirdre.
Thanks.
He's never going to give up, is he?
Don't let him get to you. He's winning if he gets you. He's just trying to weigh you down.
Yeah, well, he's managing that all right.
Then get away from him. Come live with me.
It is a gin and tonic. Alec said that's what you're drinking. And, of course, I should know what you drink, if anybody.
Leave me alone.
Sorry?
Leave me alone.
I just want to buy you a drink. Good health, anyway.
Really is something else.
There's only one way to get rid of him, and that's to divorce him.
Do you mean it?
Yes, I do. I'm going to divorce him.
Hiya.
Morning, Dave. Come on in.
If looks could kill, I think I'd be lying dead on them flags out there.
Well, it's his own fault. If he doesn't like seeing my visitors, he shouldn't be living in the same street.
Oh, hey, Trace.
Hiya.
So what do we owe this early morning call, anyway? You after some breakfast or what?
Now you know about me and breakfast. No, I just wondered if you managed to fix up an appointment yet.
Just hang on a minute, Dave. You all set for school, Tracy? You got your stuff for PE?
Yeah, I'll be off then.
All right, love. See you this afternoon.
See you, Trace.
Yeah, I suppose you will.
Look, I was only going to ask if you'd managed to fix up an appointment with the solicitor, about the divorce.
I know what you were going to say, Dave. That's why I stopped you. I don't want to discuss the divorce or even mention it in front of Tracy.
Are you sure you want a divorce?
Oh, quite sure.
Well, then Tracy's going to hear about it sooner or later. There's no point trying to hide it.
I know she's going to hear about it, but... Well, she'll hear about it when I want her to, the way I want her to. Not all casual from a stranger.
Hey? Stranger?
No, I didn't mean it like that. Look, I just want to tell her myself. Explain it to her properly.
Yeah, all right, but have you fixed up an appointment yet or not?
No, not yet.
Right. Well, do you want me to do it? I know this fellow's supposed to be pretty good.
No, it's all right. I can manage all that myself, thanks.
Oh, it's dead obvious what he's up to. He's just going to keep on getting at you until he wears you down.
I know exactly what Ken's up to, Dave. You don't need to spell it out for me.
But maybe you're too close. I can stand back. Look, like they say, the spectator sees more of the game than the players do.
I know better than anybody what Ken wants and what he does and how he goes about it, so don't give me lessons on the subject.
Agreed. It's you that has to cope with it. That's what I'm on about. Look, as I see it, there's two things you've got to do. One, you start divorcing Ken.
Yeah, well, I've already said I'm going to do that.
And two, you get out of this place. Move in with me.
Oh, Dave, we've already been through all that.
Or, if you don't want to move into my place, I move in here. Either way, I don't care which way it is. But you know how I feel about you. I just can't see why we can't be straight about it, that's all. Tell you something. Sure Ken is wasting his time. Makes sense, don't you? OK, so you've got memories. I understand that. That's why I'm saying get out of this place and move in with me. We'll always look for somewhere a bit bigger later on.
I can't. I just don't think it's a good idea living together.
Why not? Go on, give me one good reason.
Well, for one thing, if I do divorce Ken and we start living together, it's going to make the divorce messy.
No. It was him who broke the marriage up when he walked out on you for another woman.
Yeah, but all the same.
Look, you're entitled to start again. Pick the pieces up, build a new life. With me. That's what I'm offering. It's what I want. And I think you do too.
You keep rushing me, Dave.
You've got to think forward. I mean, we've got a great future together, you and me. And Tracy. I'm not forgetting Tracy.
There's another good reason for not rushing anything.
You've got to think positive. Look, come the new year, you could be a free woman. Nothing to stop us getting married.
I never want to get married again, ever.
You say that now, but you will. You want the security.
Security? Give over. As far as I'm concerned, it's like bars on a window. I mean, they tell you it's to stop people getting in, but what it's really for is to stop you getting out.
Oh, I don't believe this. Here I am making you a sincere offer. All right, proposing if you like. And what do you want, eh? All the candles letting me down on one knee?
I don't want it at all, in any way, shape or form.
Oh, I see.
No, I don't think you do, Dave. And don't go all huffy on me. Look, I don't want to be told what I ought to do and what I need and what's best for me. I'm sick of all that. I've had about as much being pressured and leaned on as I ever want.
I'm not leaning on you.
You don't mean to, but you do. Ken used to do it all the time. Anything that I wanted to do that he didn't like, I'd get the pressure. He'd make me feel guilty, or he'd start organising me. And now you're starting to organise me.
It's just the way I am. I can't be any different.
All fellas say that. And you know why? Because you're all dead complacent. Deep down, every one of you thinks he's Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, well, if that's how you feel, I might as well sling me up.
I just want to get on with my life. My life. The way I want it to be.
Ah, well, if you're not going to ask me to stay, I'm going. But I tell you this. If I do go, then that's it. I mean, if you don't want me to walk out of your life, you better say so right now. Right. Right then.
Hello, just a half a bit of please. Can I get you a drink, Emily?
No, thank you. Do you mind my asking Ken why you drink in here at lunchtime? It can't be the nearest pub to school.
No, it isn't. There's the Nelson and the Flying Horse. I don't drink in either of those to avoid the embarrassment of bumping into my pupils.
That's supposed to be a joke, I presume.
I wouldn't presume it too confidently if I was you.
You see, some people think you drink in here because you're determined to pursue Deirdre.
Do they now?
Is that the reason?
What do you say, Emily? That's no concern of anybody but myself and Deirdre.
Hi, Deirdre. You well?
Oh, Peter. Just the person I wanted to see. Can we talk?
Oh, look, not right now. Look, I'm in finance on Tuesday. Will you keep till then?
Well, this is nothing to do with council, actually. I want you to have your solicitor's hat on.
The old marital disharmony, I take it?
Yes.
Well... All right, look, my office at 4:30 then. Or somewhere less formal, if you like.
Thanks, Peter.
Okay.
Look, can I get a word in edgeways now?
Oh, listen to you now. Rant.
Listen, if there's any trouble between me and Jim MacDonald, I won't start it. I might finish it. But I'm going for the set, not you, and that's that.
I gather all is not sweetness and light just at the present.
Oh, it's been like this all day. It makes you wonder how some people manage to stay married. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Peter, thanks for coming round. Come in.
Well, better here than the office, eh? Anyway, I don't keep drink at the office.
That sounds like a hint to me.
Well, now you mention it. If you're having one, of course.
No, I'm not, but you can. Beer or sherry?
Oh, beer will be fine, thanks. So, what's the problem?
Sit down.
Thanks.
It's Ken. The arrangement we had. It's not working.
I thought it was all very civilised.
Well, it was supposed to be. He didn't want me to divorce him, naming Wendy Crozier. That was the name of his girlfriend. Did I tell you they'd split up?
Yes, you did.
Well, what he wanted was something nice and quiet after we'd lived apart for about 2 years, and I went along with that.
Well, if you can avoid a lot of bitterness and washing dirty linen in public, it is always the best way.
Yeah, but it's all different now. Since he split up with Wendy Crozier, he wants to get back with me again. I've told him to forget it. There is no way I want to go down that road again. But he won't take no for an answer.
Do you mean to say that he's badgering you?
He's taken a flat in the street above the corner shop. He's got a teaching job at Weatherfield Comp, which is the school Tracy goes to. He's never off my doorstep with one excuse or another. I mean, I can tell he is convinced I'll have him back if he works at it.
Right. Now, this is the key question, Deirdre. What is it that you actually want?
I want to get through to him that he's wasting his time. I've tried everything I can think of, and there's only one way now. Divorce him.
I can see you giving this some thought.
Oh, I've thought about nothing else. I want a divorce, Peter. As soon as you can get it for me.
Phil Jennings, businessman, entrepreneur. In fact, he's almost as clever as I am. Councillor Barton.
Oh, Deirdre, please.
Deirdre, pleased to meet you. Is that Weatherfield Council or Manchester City Council?
Weatherfield, and that is big enough as far as I'm concerned.
Mike?
Yeah?
Mike, could you come? It's,
What for?
Jackie, she's getting a bit upset.
Yeah, all right, excuse me. And how long have you known old Mike?
Quite a while.
Oh, good, you could advise me then. Is he honest, trustworthy, incapable of lying? Or is he just like all the rest of us? No, the trouble with this country, as compared with America, say, is that the elected representatives, like yourself, think they should have nothing to do with business.
No, I wouldn't say that exactly.
Yeah, because straight away they think it means corruption, backhanders, all of that.
And do you think it doesn't?
Well, I think it needn't. I think they could have a healthy relationship where they get to know one another and work together, instead of keeping each other at arm's length.
How was the party?
Oh, captains of industry and Alma Sedgwick. Hardly a rave up. Would you believe I got chatted up?
You're kidding.
Yeah, Mater Baldwin's. Finger in every pie, Shude Hill Charm School, and his name's Jennings.
And?
And nothing. We were both there on our own and we made good company. Like I said, charming.
Are you seeing him again?
Oh, give me a break. I've still got some shreds of reputation left round here, despite what Percy Sugden says. Anyway, I've started divorce proceedings. The last thing I need is more accusations from Ken about moral standards.
You never said.
Well, I went in a temper. But I'm glad I did. He's left me no choice.
How's he taking it?
Well, I don't know. Solicitor said it'd take a few days to get the stuff together and then he'd send the forms to Ken to sign. But if he knows, he's keeping very quiet about it.
It's one snag. I left my key at work, so can I...
Yeah, of course you can. Oh, Ken, letter for you. Got mixed up with circular.
All right, thanks.
All right, let's see.
If you're looking at Sylvia Plath, you're going to have to think more abstractly than this. It takes a lot more concentration than you've apparently been used to if you think about passing exams.
Speak for yourself, sir.
You start, MacDonald. The Black Rock in rainy weather.
Well, can't we do anything of our own? I'm bored stupid with all this.
I don't care what you think! You're not funny, MacDonald, so don't push it!
Sorry. Can I come in?
Not anymore. Not unless it's to see Tracy, which it isn't.
Why, Deirdre?
Why do you think, Ken?
You promised when I gave her the house. We both said this wasn't necessary.
It wasn't necessary then. You forced the issue, Ken.
How? What have I done?
Oh, don't give me that. You moved into this street to spy on me.
That's not true.
You're on me back the minute Tracy's got anything to moan about.
Deirdre.
You made damn sure my relationship with Dave didn't stand a chance. I finished that because I am sick up to here with fellas trying to run my life. You lost claim to my private life a long time ago, Ken. And remember, you started it.
But Deirdre, I love you. This... Well, you're making a terrible mistake. I'll do anything. I'll say anything just to make you stop it, please.
I know you will, Ken. I'm sorry. I want a divorce. And that's all I've got left to say.
Ken, I can't pretend to know how you feel, but I can imagine.
Can you? Deirdre's the most important thing in my life. Deirdre and Tracy. Divorce. It's a hideous word. They've gone. I've lost them, Rita.
Did you really not see it coming?
Well, you're looking better anyway.
Darling. But it laid me flat, you know. Oh, the doctor said, oh, it's only a bit of a virus. But I can tell you, I saw nothing but my bedroom ceiling for half of last week. Mind you, that was preferable to Alex's face. Do you know, you'd never guess that I've been poorly.
Excuse me, Betty.
Honestly. Oh, well, I'll get on. Excuse me.
Not here, Ken.
Not here? Not at the house? Where?
I've told you I've got nothing to say.
And what about me? You land a divorce on me when you promised you wouldn't, aren't I allowed a reaction?
Listen, Ken, you had your chances, which is a damn sight more than I got. No.
Well, I can say it in here, and I won't be very quiet about it, or we can have a civilised conversation elsewhere.
We are separated, Ken. All right, some people might manage to make that a comfortable stopgap, but we haven't. There's been nothing but rows since all this started. About Tracy, about my lifestyle. You moving back into the street hasn't helped any.
Yeah, well, I'm aware how that must look.
There has to be a cut-off point, Ken, and that is it. I mean, what did you expect? How long do people stay separated? You left me to clear this mess up, and I just want to get on with my life.
I wanted to see someone.
What?
Marriage guidance. Except they're not called that anymore. Relate. The woman on the phone was very good, very understanding.
Ken, I have just filed for divorce.
It's not too late. I mean, that's the whole point, you see. It's not just about marriage anymore. It's, well, it's wider.
And do what? What do you want me to say that we haven't already covered a dozen times?
Just talk, together. It might help you.
Me? The only help I need is putting this lot behind me.
Yeah, but that's negative, very negative. Look, if we just talk and let somebody else listen, we might be surprised at what comes out of it.
You have to go, Ken. You're doing me head in.
We can't just let it happen. There's too much to lose. You asked me to leave. I never wanted to. Just remember that.
You were having an affair, for God's sake.
You made the decision to break up the family.
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
Well, you better, because it's too important to let it just vanish.
Don't lecture me on what's important and about talking to people, because I've done nothing else since you left. I had to, or else I'd have cracked up. I'm just getting my life back to the point where it makes some sort of sense. And you want to drag me back to square one? No way.
Look, you're not prepared to open up the argument because you're too damn scared that it might make sense, that we just might make good.
All on the assumption that anyone who doesn't want to live with Ken Barlow must need therapy. Get lost, Ken. You're way off beam. The only therapy I need is a clear road out of it.
Look, I've got to go. I think you'll find it interesting reading. Just promise that you'll look at it.
All I want is a divorce and him off my street. There shouldn't be any mudslinging.
There always is if you push it. I mean, that's why most people wait 2 years. It's less painful.
I just don't think I can wait 2 years. He still doesn't seem to get the message.
Oh, I think he gets it. He just doesn't want to accept it.
Which is why I've got to force his hand.
So you're going to name Wendy Crozier as correspondent?
I'll have to.
It's going to upset him.
What choice do I have?
You don't, I suppose. I just hope you're squeaky clean, that's all. Because if you upset him too much, he might really start raking up the muck. If there's any muck to rake.
Well, we've all got the odd skeleton in the cupboard, haven't we?
I know I do. And I'd hate to think of the effect it would have if they suddenly popped out.
Look, Deirdre?
Something I think you ought to know. I've been thinking about what you said, and I agree with you. I don't want some third party hanging out all our dirty washing in public. So, I've decided to withdraw the divorce petition.
Oh, thanks. I think that's a very good decision.
Doesn't make any difference to the way I feel about you. It's for Tracy's sake.
Yeah, well, that's what really matters after all.
Oh, I'm glad you think like that, Ken. Because there's a condition.
Oh?
I drop the proceedings. You move out of the street. Okay?
Deirdre?
Ken, I'm just in here for a few quiet moments. I don't need a row, and I don't need telling her she'll be looking after Tracy. She's at hockey practice.
Yeah, I know she's at hockey practice, and I'm certainly not looking for a row. In fact, tell you the truth, I was half hoping I'd find you here.
Why?
I'd like to buy you a drink.
I'm all right, honestly. I'm just going to have this one, and then I'm going to get back.
Well, can I join you?
Ken, I just want to be quiet.
Fine. I understand. But I would just like to say how much I appreciate what you said yesterday. It means a hell of a lot to me, a hell of a lot.
Well, I'm glad.
I mean, it's been a most horrible period. Divorce is a terrible, destructive thing. I felt, well, under sentence of death almost. And I think in the way Tracy has too. Well, we both have. So, thank you for changing your mind. That's all I want to say.
I haven't changed my mind.
What?
What do you think I said yesterday?
Well, that you reconsidered about the divorce.
I didn't say that. I said that if you moved out of the street and stopped harassing me, I wouldn't push for a divorce now. I'd wait for a 2-year separation.
What?
That is what I said.
You damn well didn't say that.
Well, I certainly didn't say I wasn't divorcing you. Why the hell would I? I am.
You've found a lot of good ways of putting the knife in recently. This could be your best yet.
Hello, Ken.
Ken?
Hey, Dad.
Hi, Tracy.
If you wait for a minute, I'll walk to school with you. You know, just pop this and get me back.
Well, I'm sorry, love. I'm in a bit of a hurry. I've got some preparation to do.
It won't be a minute.
I expect I'll see you at school.
So, there's nothing wrong, is there?
Suggest you see your mother about that.
Oh, thanks, love. Listen, I put you a couple of apples in there in case you get hungry.
What have you been saying to me, Dad?
What about?
How am I supposed to know he don't want naught to do with me?
What did he say?
To ask you, so I'm asking.
Well, maybe he just got out of bed on the wrong side.
I'm not that thick, you know.
You're right, love. I'm not exactly being fair with you, am I? You've a right to know. No, I don't suppose it'll come as much of a shock.
Well, tell us.
I'm divorcing your dad.
When?
Not immediately, but I've told him I'm going through with it.
Not getting married again, are you?
Not as far as I know. Why?
So why'd you have to get a divorce?
Well, he's forced me hand, I'm afraid, love. You see, no matter how hard I try, no matter how many times I tell him, your dad refuses to accept the fact that it's over between him and me. I think the only way he's ever going to believe it is when he sees it written down in black and white.
So does that mean I have to change my name again?
Oh, no, if you don't want to.
Well, I don't.
Oh, that's fine then. Look, Tracy, things will be a lot smoother once it's final. There'll be a lot less hassle for all of us, believe me.
Oh, hello, Ken.
Hello.
How's work?
Work? Work's not the problem. It's the rest of the time.
Oh dear, things aren't improving by the sound of it. I think Deirdre's determined they won't get back together.
Well, he won't be under her feet for much longer. He's told Mr. Roberts that he's moving out.
I'm sorry, Tracy, but it's a long time since I was at school.
I've never even heard of a probability tree diagram, have you, Emily?
I'm afraid not.
Well, I'll go and see my dad. Perhaps he can help.
Hang on. Let's have another go. If you keep dodging off to your dad, you'll never get it done.
Won't be so easy when he moves out of the street.
If he ever does.
Oh, haven't you heard? He's given Alf his notice. I presumed you knew.
When's he going?
Who told you this?
It was
I'm going to see
Sally.
me dad. You wanted this to happen, didn't you? Ken, how far's that?
The other side of London. But I might not get the job. I mean, I've been out of teaching a long time. It won't look good on my CV.
Does Mrs. Jeffers know?
No one knows. So if you just keep it to yourself for now. Thanks.
First I was Tracy Langton, then I was Tracy Barlow. Tracy something else soon.
Listen. You'll always be my daughter. That can never change.
But why can't you just stop here? Why'd you have to go to the other end of the country?
Well, I wish I didn't, but there's no alternative, I'm afraid.
It's my mum, isn't it? She's made you go.
My decision, not hers. I've tried very hard for a reconciliation, but she's not going to meet me halfway. That's not a criticism of her. I know she's every right to feel bitter. I know that.
So, I still don't see why you have to leave Weatherfield.
I think I need a fresh start. I mean, what have I achieved? This is it, the sum total. It's not very impressive, is it?
You're just like me mum. Always going on about yourself. What's best for her, what's best for you. No one even asks me.
Look, I'll never go anywhere without letting you know. You always keep in touch. You do know that, don't you?
Yeah.